What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail. Parents need to learn how to let go. So, I was at work today. Got a call from one of my good friends, and it had a 7-on-7 tournament with his son, like my nephew. And I'm, looking at the kids, looking at what's going on. My son is, he's on spring break now. He's with his mom. And it dawned on me while I was out there, and I started talking to my lady afterwards about being a better parent. And what I meant is sometimes as a parent, you need to learn how to let go. And because it's your kid, you're heavily invested. You know what I'm saying? It's my kid, so I'm invested. But sometimes you're too invested. Sorry about that. And when you're too invested, what winds up happening is you can't take a step back and look at things for what it is. You want your kid to be great. You want your kid to take advantage of all life's opportunities. You want your kid to excel. But when I'm looking out and I'm seeing all the parents basically dealing with the same thing, and what I mean by the same thing is you got a bunch of kids who are raised to look cute. So you got a bunch of young boys who they got their hair done, their outfit and they shoes match, and then they get to walk around with flip-flops and slides. But when it comes to actually producing in the moment, they're kind of weak-minded. And not only are they weak-minded, they have a hard time actually being confident, having self-confidence. It's all a veneer. It's like they feel good, but they don't believe in themselves and their abilities because they don't really put any work in towards their abilities. And this goes back to parenting, where sometimes you got to let it go and let your kid deal with themselves. Instead of you pressing the issue like, look, I'm gonna run this, because now what's happening is, and this has always happened, but there are a lot of kids who rebel against structure, order, discipline, and they wind up fighting structure, order, and discipline so much because I don't want to be told nothing because I'm going through a struggle that ain't real type of stuff, because a lot of these kids' egos is ridiculous. They really need a belt, to be perfectly honest. But when they become adults, then they want to get a do-over. Like, if I could go back, just let me get another shot. All the fighting I was doing for nothing, I don't want to do it now. If you could just give me a chance. And it's like, what could have stopped that? Maybe letting go. I remember before my son moved here, I had decided to just say, hey, you know what? You want to do it your way? Do it your way with him and his mother. And that didn't work out too well. Now, me and my son bump heads, on a regular basis, because I'm looking at him like, I don't understand you fighting to be lazy. And then I was looking today and I'm like, you know what? But I told him recently, I said, I'm going to accept that this is how you're going to behave, and I'm going to accept, that you're going to have to pay the consequences for this. I'm not going to help you with none of your consequences. It's all on you. We had that conversation. And for some odd reason, the common sense kicks in when, oh, ain't nobody else going to pay for my mistakes but me? Yeah, pretty much. So part of parenting is, some of us are afraid to let go because we're afraid our kid is going to do something ridiculous and we're going to be on the hook for it. But the thing about it is, yeah, that is true. You will be on the hook if they do something stupid. But also the other thing about that is, if you don't let go, they'll never leave. And what I see is a lot of, kids being rebellious in mouth, but scared to leave because, they know they fought against being prepared for life. I can't say a lot of these kids are abandoned now. What I can say is a lot of these kids are creating problems that don't exist so they can never leave because they're comfortable. So maybe, just maybe, we got to learn how to let them go. Like, hey, you might want to go off and do this on your own and see how it works for you. Because if you don't, what's coddling these kids and what's keeping these kids making the same mistakes over and over and over again is the idea that somebody's always going to be there. And as a parent, you want the best. You're worried and nervous about the worst happening, so you do whatever it takes to make sure the worst doesn't happen. But your kid needs to know that the worst can happen to them, so they can self-regulate themselves. Because if they think, oh, you gonna handle it, or they gonna handle it, or somebody else gonna handle it, and it's not gonna be me, they're gonna always be attached to your hip. So I think it's time to just, at a certain point as a parent, you just gotta let it go. Be frozen, let it go, But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe or die trying. Catch you on the next one. Peace.